Welcome, DeFi Degens and Airdrop Paratroopers. We got a banger episode for you. So, we are going to be talking about, of course, MAMO, which is a DeFi AI play. We'll get into that here in a minute. But also, if you stick around till the end, actually going to drop some huge alpha on how you can claim, potentially claim the MAMO airdrop that I actually just found out about today. If you hold certain assets like VE Arrow, and other base assets, you have Mammo that you can claim. So we'll get into that here in a little while. But right off the bat, I'm going to kick it over to Jeff to go over the socials, and then I'll get into a little bit of basic news, and we will jump right into Mammo.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Saturday. And happy birthday, Mike.
Oh,
Woo!
thanks,
Birthday
brother.
boy.
Thanks, brother.
Did you get your
Yeah,
spankings?
I'm the big 51.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, congratulations. Happy one more year around the sun.
Yes,
But
yes.
here at DeFi Crypto and Airdrops, me and Mike go live every Monday and Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And Mike goes solo a couple times throughout the week and also has a crew with him on Thursdays talking
Hmm.
about traditional finance and law stuff. And it's a good roundtable talk in finance and Web 2, Web 3,
So basically,
Trad 5.
what we talk about is we have a lawyer and estate planner. So he talks about how you can mitigate your taxes, how to protect your
Mhm.
assets, real estate, how to insulate yourself, from tax liabilities, things like that. Then we also have Texas Jeff, who is a licensed financial advisor. Talks about traditional markets, ways that you can earn doing that. And then, of course, I'm more of a DeFi specialist and crypto specialist. By no means an all-encompassing expert, but the bit that I do know, I offer out to all of you. So it's just a really good way that we just bounce ideas off each other and find some really good ways to earn and grow your wealth and protect your wealth.
Yeah. Bringing you the extra alpha. A lot of
Absolutely.
people trying to bring you a little bit different and better alpha than a lot of other people, a little bit more niche, but stuff you can't really find, other places, or you at least you have to go to several different places to find it. Here you can
Yeah.
get all in one place, and also check out our brother channels too: Discover Crypto, Blockchain Basement, BitLab Academy, Blockchain Report, and DCA Consortium. All these cover the news, degen stuff, current events, trading, technical analysis. I go into the airdrops, and it's just all across the board.
I do
Great
want to give a
information.
shout out. I do want to give a shout out to Drew over at Blockchain Basement.
Mm.
He's the one 2 days ago. We've been had our eyes on Mammo for a while, and I've been meaning to get to it. We haven't gotten to it. 2 days ago, Drew was talking it up, and it kind of pushed me to start looking more into it. Yesterday on my solo live stream, I actually entered a Mammo Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin DeFi position
Mm.
with $600. I made $100 overnight because of the pump. Thank you, Drew. And I took that out because it went out of range. And I started a Mammo account today. Jeff is going to open one live, and then I'm going to actually put the $700 that I earned into my Mammo account. So, sorry, go
Hell
ahead,
yeah.
kick it back over to you for the other socials.
No, you're good. Yeah, and you can check out our Twitter account at the underscore only underscore DCA, and check out Veteran at Veteran for Crypto, and me at the BCR 142. And we also have our Discord, the DeFi Crypto and Airdrops Discord. We go into a little more degen talk in the general chats, but we got all the DeFi channels in here: DeFi tools, protocols, pools, the tracking sheets, which are important. So if you need any of this information or are looking for it, it's right here. We have links down in the description, and airdrop stuff. And Vet does weekly meetings talking about DeFi strategies and stuff in here. When is it?
Tuesdays. It,
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific.
Okay. Yeah. And our Discover Investments group, um, Discord. Whoops. This has some free channels, but there's also some paid stuff too, where you can access all of the Discover or the Hit Network team and their portfolio, trading channels, all kinds of great, valuable information.
Mhm.
And Joshua Jake's doing the 1,000 to a Porsche challenge, so and he's killing it. The trading, it's a little like I can do it, but it's just too much for me to keep up with, man.
Me as
Like,
well. Me as well.
DeFi has been just so fucking awesome.
It's just so easy. I mean, the hardest thing that
I'll make
I've
it a little
done.
slower, you know.
Well, the hardest thing that I've done with DeFi is the other day, like what, not last night, but the night before, when everything was pumping. I got an alert on my phone, and I had to get up at 3 in the morning to rebalance one of my positions. But other than that, it's like you don't really have to do much.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic.
All
But
right. Well, let me take
over to
control here. Let me share my screen. All right. So I'm going to start out with DeFi Llama. As always, I mean, this is the go to. If you're into DeFi, any analytics, any data that you're looking for, you're going to find it here. If you're looking for great pools to get into, if you want to know the inflows, the outflows, volumes on dexes, if you're wanting to know about TVL, total value locked, which protocols have the highest spot volume in over the past 24 hours, 7 days, that sort of thing. Obviously that lets you know if volume is a pretty good indicator of fees that you potentially could earn. All of that you're going to find here. So with that, you can kind of see, I mean, we're just kind of trending sideways when it comes to volumes and TVL on DEXs right now. The markets have been really, really beat up. And I think that we've kind of bottomed out and we're just waiting for that catalyst, something to kick off the actual bull run. We've had some really good price movement in Bitcoin. We have not seen it really in alts yet. I think that everyone is waiting to see ETH move, then the blue chips, then of course the other alts. And so, if it goes how it has historically, a lot's changed. I like to keep stressing this. A lot has changed. I personally feel that we're moving from a speculative market to a more of a utility market. And reason being is with all of the legislation that's being drafted, the rules of the road, you have institutional money that's been flowing in with these ETFs and tokenized real world assets, and that is changing the playing field. It used to be where it was for the most part driven by retail whales and retail. Now it's a whole new ball game. So it's going to change how all of this moves. But with that, let's take a look at rwa.xyz. This gives you the total or the TVL of the entire RWA market. So you can see here that we have been going parabolic. Just here in the last since the beginning of the year, we have we're going into this banana zone, I guess is kind of what people like to call it. But you can see private credit is exploding, US Treasury debt is exploding. All of this is being tokenized. This is all institutional traditional investments. Traditional finance and decentralized finance are starting to merge, and it's going to be seamless. Even Coinbase is onboarding, with Base Chain, Aerodrome, and that's what we're going to be talking about with Mammo here in a bit. They are onboarding DeFi directly onto their platform. And part of those offerings are going to be tokenized real world assets. So, something important to look at. And then, of course, I wanted to point this out. So you can see the top transfers for RWAs, and we see, of course, from $0 to $100,000, you're starting to see plume. Within alpha, people starting to deposit, $100,000. We haven't seen this yet, but you can see 100,000 to $1 million. You're starting to see deposits with the in basis, and so and of course you're going to see a lot of Ethereum, and I'll tip my hat to the XRP ledger. You're starting to see inflows for them as well. But you come down here, and I want to point out something very, very important is networks by total value. Plume is now in the top 10 ahead of projects like XRP. A lot of people are bullish on XRP and other chains. Plume has only been around, mainnet and onboarding of TVL has only been around for a little over a month now, and it's already in the top 10 of all RWA chains. And if you look in the past 30 days, it has grown 74%. I can't stress enough how bullish I am on this project. So, anyway, let's bounce over to a couple of things that I found on X before we went live, and then we'll start the conversation about Mammo. So, this guy posted, I think I might skip this because I wasn't able to find anything to confirm this. I did find some things in the documentation where, on the Mammo platform that you earn. You know what? We'll get into this because this is an important topic that I want to cover. I do want to cover another airdrop. Those of you that have been watching Constellation Network and Constellation DAG, that's a project that's on the Constellation Network. Some of us using the Stargazer wallet and a couple of other wallets, we have been farming PACA. So if you hold DAG and you hold PACA, there is a DEX that's about to launch called PACA Swap, and they have a swap token that you're going to get an airdrop of. So goodbye PACA, hello loyal. So on July 9th, the snapshot was taken at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. They completed the official snapshot for the long-awaited swap airdrop, a major milestone for the Alpaca metagraph. So long story short, if you've been holding DAG, PACA, LTX, or the voting token for LTX, VELTX, then you're across Ethereum base or Constellation. This is where the airdrop journey begins. But it is also where one era ends and a new one begins with Loyal on the horizon. So again, long story short, I believe it's the 16th, and it tells you the only official site to link your wallet. If you haven't done it already, you need to do this. You need to go to lattice.is and you need to link your wallet so that you can get the airdrop. And I believe it's the 16th. Snapshot completed. Are you eligible? Link your base and Ethereum addresses before July 23rd. So there's a deadline. You need to make sure you do this. Here's what you need to do. Go to Lattice, lattice.is, connect your EVM wallet with the eligible token. So whatever wallet that you have your DAG, your PACA, all of that in, you need to link it. Set your DAG primary address. This is where your rewards will be sent. If you don't complete this step by the deadline, your EVM eligible positions will be lost. This is important. And then, of course, it has the step-by-step guide. What else we got? By July 11th, here's what changes by 11th. What's next? With Alpaca stepping aside, it's time to make room for something more ambitious. Loyal. Loyal is a new metagraph designed to streamline what Alpaca started offering, a more flexible, open, and powerful platform for incentives across the Constellation network. Loyal metagraph light paper. We're just getting started. So that's pretty much it. I highly suggest that if this is on my X. If you want to follow me on X, this I have retweeted this, and so you should be able to find it there. If you're not able to find it there, Constellation Network is where I found it, so you can also find it there. So again, another airdrop from crypto, DeFi, crypto, and airdrops. Um, what else do we got under bookmarks before we get started? Plume, bunch of new news from Plume. Um, Luke Youngblood. Is there any other project where the token holders earn trading fees from both Aerodrome and Virtual's DEX revenues, plus compounding fees on the future? Stack Mammo, earn Bitcoin, Mammo, and Virtual. And this is not token emissions. This represents real yield. And we're going to get into how this earns. Some of these I don't understand what they're saying because everything that I'm showing from the actual MAMO documentation shows that you don't necessarily earn the Coinbase Wrap Bitcoin, the Virtuals token, or Arrow, and that any of those that you earn actually get sold off and compounded into your positions. If it's USDC, if it's MAMO, or if it's Coinbase Wrap Bitcoin. Basically, whatever you earn off of those, peripheral assets, like Well and Morpho, get sold off and compounded back in. But we'll get into details on that. So, like I said, I like to make sure we give out good info. And then Mammo. If you follow Mammo, this is actually an AI. As you can see, it's automated. It says it's true. The new Mammo account lets you start earning a share of the revenue generated by Mammo. I'm very bullish on this, and it's a reason that I'm probably going to be. I have to admit it. I'm going to probably FOMO into this a bit. I actually like the mechanics of this a little bit better than arrow locks. I'm just going to say it. It's a piece of Mammo's success that flows directly back to you and quietly added to your balance. So, yeah, never mind on that. So,
Like an
this one
auto
right here.
compounding.
Yes, I cannot stress how powerful this is. So from Moonwell, because a key part of Mammo is that it's using the vaults and using the pools that are on Moonwell and that are on Morpho. So right here, straight from Moonwell, auto compound with Mammo, deposit USDC and Coinbase Wrap Bitcoin like usual on Moonwell, but now enjoy the benefits of auto compounding and position optimization. Let Mammo agent move your funds between our core markets and vaults so you always earn the best rate with zero extra effort. I can't stress how bullish I am on this. That is the beauty of DeFi and why I love teaching DeFi so much. Is a lot of these things they're starting to build for passive income. People that don't have time to get in depth and learn about wallets and DeFi and these complex platforms and mechanisms and hoops you have to jump through and voting you have to do. This is going to be a great way for you to earn if you have a busy life. If you just want to deposit and watch it grow. So with that, actually real quick, as usual, I'm gonna share my plume spin. So let's do that real quick and see if I can get me a free 11,000 plume.
I missed it by one yesterday.
I did too. I missed it today by one. Nope. Motherfucking raffle tickets. All
Ah,
right. How about do you want to take it from here with Mammo? And then I can just kind of jump in and whenever I see something
yeah,
juicy.
and thanks for uh, reminding me about the Stargazer linking the Lattice account because I just checked and I didn't have some of my socials. I had my wallet linked, but just some other stuff. Nice. Yeah. A lot going on, everyone. There's so much you just can't.
There's so many ways to earn. I mean, it's between airdrops for free. I got $80 in free Mammo from the
Hmm.
airdrop that I'm going to show later, just for holding having my arrow locks. Just on Arrow, my VE Arrow. I got a free $80 that I didn't even know about. I found out about when I was researching Mammo. So
Hell
super
yeah.
super excited about that. But yeah, why don't you take it, and then like I said, maybe let's start out with you opening an account if you don't mind
Hmm.
doing that first, and that will kind of show people the platform and what we're talking about and get the conversation going.
Yeah. And one win I wanted to share. So a year ago or last June, my wallet was compromised and I had an Ether cloud node. And this
Oh
is for
yeah,
you and AI
Aether.
computing.
It was Aether,
Aether.
wasn't it? Yeah.
And this was in my compromised wallet and they unlocked the license for you to transfer last night, and I was able to get in right at the unlock and transfer it out into my safe wallet. So big win, man, big win. Now I just have rewards that I've accumulated, but that's gonna take some finessing because I have to KYC and then I have to wait 6 months for it to unlock to get 100%. So if I do that, they'll see the transaction and be able to tell when I have the 6 month time. So I might need to get one of those white hat hackers that help save my layer zero airdrop and
Yeah.
work with them to get a script ready so that way I can execute it
Like in a
when the unlock
split
happens.
second. Yeah.
Yeah, because this it's like 19,000 ATH tokens. I don't. Uh what is it trading at right now? Because
Quick,
that's
quick shout out to my lady. She took me
oh,
out
Betty doesn't.
took me out to an awesome breakfast this morning, and we had a nice went to the farmers market, and picked up some honey and some other stuff. So,
Hell
thank
yeah,
you, baby. I appreciate it.
hell yeah, doing the most. Was it?
Yes, yes.
What'd you eat?
Oh, dude, the freaking delicious. They did some potatoes. I believe it had some rosemary and stuff on it, with a chicken fried steak with sausage gravy. Oh, it's so good. I'm having it.
Sheesh.
I'm having it for dinner too. There was so much of
Whew,
it.
damn. That
I
sounds good.
appreciate
Make
it,
me.
Deadwood.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now Mammo. So I'm taking funds that I was airdrop farming from Plaza Finance. If anyone remembers, we covered Plaza Finance months ago and their leveraged token position. So I started with $15 in this leveraged ETH position, and it went up to like over $60 when ETH was at 3K. So I just transferred that out, and I'm putting that into Mammo. So, and I do this because even though I'm still airdrop hunting or farming this project, I've done I've had my liquidity in there long enough to have built a good amount of points. So now, and this is also decisions that you have to make when you're selling altcoins and stuff like that throughout the bull run, bear market. There's certain tokens that might still have good long-term viability, but at the moment you might see other opportunities. So don't be afraid to reassess, your investment positions every quarter or even every other month, just depending on what it is. So just a little tip, don't hold all your eggs in the same basket when you but so yeah, here's the Mammo website. I like this
Yeah,
little Mammo character.
yeah. I put it on the thumbnail. I actually thought it was pretty cool. And then, I can't stress enough. I've already made my account. That's why Jeff's going to do his.
Hmm.
I'll show where I deposit a bunch of Mammo, but it's super easy to do.
Dude. and I don't know if you saw this, the most secure finance agent, only you can withdraw your funds from dedicated MAMO account. And it has been independently audited by Certora and Halborn Security and is backed by a bug bounty program with code for Rena, offering up to 250K for the discovery of vulnerabilities. So you put your money where your mouth is. And I love what these projects do bounty programs because
Mm.
you want that, you know. It's like come hack our shit. Come,
Yeah, yeah.
try and fuck us up.
No,
We'll pay you.
I would rather have white hats find the flaws than black hats.
Yeah. Yeah. Small deposits, big directions. This kind of reminds me of the Giza in a way, where you kind of deposit it and it does it. But this is like with the whole virtuals ecosystem, that in itself is powerful. Because I've seen some of the airdrops that people have gotten from holding these AI agents just
Hmm.
randomly, and it's like, what the fuck? So the mechanisms behind it, like you were talking earlier, it's
Yeah.
very interesting to see what can be put together as we get deeper into this DeFi space. But choose how you'd like to get started. Let's connect our wallet. Ba-da-ba. Oh man! And at the end of the month, I have my air my staked airdrop from layer 3 unlocking, so I can
Nice.
withdraw that, and I got like $1,500 in that.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna take that and put it into some of these other plays. So connect your Telegram. Do you have to do Telegram?
Yeah, yeah. And I actually did it. And what's cool is that Mammo, the AI, you can actually talk to it on there and ask it questions, and it's actually really cool. I was messing with it earlier, and I was asking it, how you know basically if I deposit Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin or USDC or Mammo, what does it earn and what do you do with those earnings?
Actually, I need. Hold on. I need to set up the Telegram. I need to log in. So
All right.
Telegram.
Well,
Um,
while you do that, I'll
yeah.
go over a couple of details about Mammo. So let's see what we got here. I kind of want to make sure I just hit the high spots. So one it's super easy. You don't have to be like a big brain in crypto to do it. As you can see with what Jeff's doing, it's basically just connecting your wallet. Connect your Telegram so you can communicate with it, and then there's one final step. Um, but one thing that I want to stress about Mammo is that they don't custody your assets, and this is in their documentation. So what that means is if the Mammo platform goes down, you don't lose what you have deposited. It's in an NFT, basically in a smart contract that you hold in your wallet. So you keep custody of your assets. That is huge. Anytime I see that, that gives me confidence in depositing my assets because like people found out about Celsius, when they went under, is they
Mm-hmm.
lost their assets. These newer platforms, and I think that it's probably going to be a part of regulation at some point that self custody be a part of, to be a part of it all. Just because if not, it opens up a lot of doors for hacking and people's money being stolen. Um,
Yeah, you don't want to give up your custody of
no.
anything.
So, um, how Mammo earns you money? So, when you deposit USDC or Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin into Mammo, it's allocated to Moonwell and Morpho, two trusted lending platforms on Base.
Mhm.
Borrowers on these platforms pay interest to use your assets, just like any other DeFi. Just like if you went directly to Moonwell or Morpho, all this is an AI agent that's going to optimize and auto compound and auto, if need be, auto rebalance your assets so that you don't have to worry about it. So that interest becomes your earnings, a calm, consistent way to grow your balance. Anybody that's in DeFi or in crypto knows what USDC is. I'm not going to get into that. Everybody knows what Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin is. I won't get into that. In addition to borrower interest, you also earn additional rewards. So not just the yield from Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin or USDC. You earn well tokens for using the Moonwell platform. You also earn Morpho tokens for using Morpho, just like you would if you were on the platform. More tokens might seem like more work, but with Mammo, it's simple. Mammo automatically converts all rewards back into the original asset, in this case, USDC or Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin, and reinvests them for you, which means it's auto compounding that yield for you. No spreadsheets, no juggling different assets, no manual steps. You earn the rewards, Mammo handles the conversion, letting your balances steadily grow in the background. It's compounding for everyone without the complexity. So that is another really cool thing that Mammo does. Just automatically for you. Let me know whenever you're
And
ready.
I'm good.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got it set up. So now we are going to set up our plan now that I have the Telegram.
And
Oh, is
there
Black
you
Ice
go.
watching? I saw he commented in the Discord that,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Black Ice, if you're watching, he said he got 418 Mammo.
yeah. I got 601.
You got 601. Nice. Yeah, I didn't have any assets that qualified me, so I was left out. But there's there's so many opportunities, man. This is,
Well,
and see,
and,
that's
and
what I'm talking
well,
about
and
when you
that
don't.
look how easy it was for you to open this. I mean, it was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
much it was connect your wallet like you usually do with a platform. You
Mm-hmm.
connected your Telegram, and boom, and then you should get messages on your Telegram that with Mammo telling you that your Bitcoin account has been created, your USDC account has been created, your Mammo account has been created, and
Oh,
it lets you know everything that it does as it does it. So it
oh
keeps
shit.
you it
Okay.
automatically
Yeah.
keeps you informed. Yeah, it automatically keeps you informed about everything that happens in your account.
Okay. So yeah, the Mammo bot all set. Your USDC account is live. So I actually need to swap. I need to swaps.
Swizzy swizz
Paste
out. Well, while you do that, I'll go over a little more.
USDC.
Let's see. So Morpho is known for its industry-leading security. It takes a multi-layered approach and has been through 27 independent audits by 12 different security firms. You can feel confident your funds are in good hands. Why these vaults? Sometimes these vaults offer higher yields than the core markets. Mammo quietly moves your funds where they can earn more. No micromanaging, no market watching, no stress. Just quiet, consistent growth powered by trusted partners, automated by Mammo. So,
Man, I was mentioning something like this months ago. Like, hey, what could be an efficient way for people to automate their accounts? You know, with
mhm.
safe automation, not just some AI that you could create that can be vulnerable, to exploits, but stuff like this, like institutional grade shit, like with the stuff that Plume's building out. Why
Mhm.
have a separate blockchain for RWAs? Because you can specifically tailor it for regulations in that space. So you have these projects like Mammo or Giza that do all these automation for you, picking the right pools so you don't have
Mhm.
to worry about it. It's so, man, this is
No,
good.
it no, and that's why I'm so bullish on like Giza that we did the deep dive on the other day and Mammo now. is, I really think that this is my personal opinion. I think DeFi, RWAs, and AI are going to be the big narratives, this bull run,
Mm,
just because of the amount of TVL that is waiting to flood in. I mean, there's a huge push with AI right now. There's, it's being integrated into a lot of different places. DeFi, the massive institutions, on Plume, a bunch of the offerings over there are at BlackRock, Fidelity, Investco, just the largest asset firms, that have the largest amount of assets under management, or AUM, on the planet, are building out on these platforms. It's just, I cannot stress the opportunity
mm,
that that DeFi and that AI and RWAs is offering. But one thing is that Mammo does, they call it smart allocation. And so what it does is Mammo watches the Moonwell USDC core market and the Moonwell USD flagship vault. And it will just automatically 24/7, 365 move your assets to wherever they're going to earn the most. So it's constantly shifting your assets around for you to maximize your earning. Because anybody
mm.
that is has been in DeFi, like even our plume bags, and our plume pools. 1 second it's 8%, the next second it's 500%. It's always fluctuating. So with this, it's just going to put it where you're going to earn the most.
Yeah, and this. So I see that there's the three different accounts.
Yep.
So should I split it in between like Mammo and USDC, or
It's up to you. So I'll tell you that I put a little bit in each one, and I'm going to
okay,
put some more in Mammo, but I'm earning 5.5% on USDC. I'm only earning about 0.5% on my Bitcoin. I'm sure that will fluctuate, as people borrow and things like that. And then on Mammo, it says to be determined, but I did see some screenshots where that was showing 20%. So, again, we're just starting to dive into this. So, if it's going to be 20%, rest assured I'll be putting some more liquidity there.
yeah, yeah, I'll split mine. So I'm gonna put $30 into this USDC pool right here. So, and what about withdrawal? Is there a withdrawal period or?
I'm glad that you brought that up. I was just looking at that. It's like you read my mind, brother. So it says you stay in control. You can check in anytime, see exactly where your money is, and withdraw, pause, or deposit more whenever it suits you. No lockups, no complicated terms, just clarity. So you can do anything you want with these assets. You are liquid, 100%,
Mm,
at all times. So it's not like the arrow locks where it's locked up for 4 years and you have to vote.
mm.
And if it's in the VE Arrow Maxi Relay, it auto votes for you, and automatically compounds back in. But if it's not in the Maxi Relay, you have to manually vote and you have to find which one is going to earn you the most. And then when it gives you those assets, you got to swap those, and then you got to manually put it back in. All this dancing that you have to always do. That's why I'm like looking at this Mammo thing, just salivating, because I can put my I can put my liquidity in here and it's just going to earn and do all the sexiness for me. I'm like, that sounds a little bit awesome.
Hey, bear market. This is bear market Swiss Army knife right here,
That's
dude.
exactly what I'm thinking, brother. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
We got it. All right. So we deposited in the USDC account and we got $30 in Mammo that we'll deposit. And this rewards compound in Mammo or oh. So
Well,
you can
and
send
I
to
love how
Bitcoin?
simple. Yeah, and I love how simple their dashboard is. I mean, it's super straightforward. It's not
Mm-hmm.
complicated. It's like, this is your deposit. This is how much
Three
you've
things.
earned. Since you started the account, this is how much you've earned. And, this is the APR. Just what you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like
Yeah. So just
Jay beat me. He got over
woo.
1K of Mammo, mainly from my well
Well,
holdings.
fuck yeah.
Congratulations, brother. You're a good man and you deserve it.
Let's see. Send to Bitcoin. Mammo and virtual compound into more Mammo. Automatically compound in Mammo. Okay. So you can select how you want that to.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, right here. There's rewards compound in Mammo, or you can uh,
Oh,
have
shit.
see Bitcoin rewards sent to Bitcoin account.
I wonder if you can do that after the fact. Oh, no. Yeah, here we go.
I don't,
Yeah, okay. You're talking about on the Mammo account. It has the
the Mammo.
toggle. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, send a
Hmm.
Bitcoin. Send it to your Bitcoin account, Mammo, and virtual compound into more Mammo. Automatically compound into Mammo. Earn Mammo, BTC, and virtual. All auto convert and compound into more Mammo. So if I turn that off,
It just goes into. Yeah, I don't know. That's
okay, no, with it off, it says Coinbase wrap Bitcoin rewards sent to Bitcoin account. With it on, rewards compounding into Mammo. I want to earn more Mammo
okay.
because I'll get into it here
Yeah.
in a minute. But it talks about potentially some of the ways that you earn. But go ahead, we'll get to that.
From the protocol itself, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing that's really cool about these AI agents. They can find ways of extracting value that we wouldn't normally think to extract from. But here
yeah.
you go. My Mammo account, I got 30 and 30. So let's see how it goes. But you can also, if you need Mammo, go up here, click Get Mammo, and it'll take you to Aerodrome. And then you can add funds from here. Let's see.
What
Uh,
about? Oh, go ahead. Let me know when you're done, and I'll go on with some of the details.
no, you're good. I think that's about it. I got to
All
refresh
right.
this page.
So, what about reward tokens? In addition to borrower interest, lending platforms often give out extra rewards like Well and Morpho tokens. Mammo collects these rewards and once they reach a $5 threshold, automatically converts them into your original asset, either USDC or Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin. No claiming, no token swaps, no tracking extra assets. Just more of what you already own, added to your balance and automatically compounded. Those that don't understand what that means is when it's automatically compounded, it goes back into your main account, which grows the amount of Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin that you have or USDC, and with that means that you earn more. So it's just like the arrow locks. The more that you earn, it goes back in. You have more in your account, so you're earning more. With that larger balance. So small habits, big results. A $1,000 balance earning 10% annually is basically will grow your 1,000 to $1,100 with simple interest. But with daily compounding, it grows to 1,105. That extra $5 might seem small, but over time and across larger balances, it adds up. So if you
Mhm.
had 10,000 in there, then that would be an extra $50. If it was 100,000, that'd be extra $500. So you can see where compounding just basically earns you free money. And then of course every day that compounds, it's earning more and more and more. um let's see.
Yeah, when I compound into my liquidity pools, I've been waiting till I have 10% of um, rewards from the total amount that I have deposited,
Mhm.
and I'll just roll that back in. And then you see it, daily rewards kind of increase a little bit. So, it's that snowball effect. He said the bigger balance, you're going to start seeing it explode.
No, absolutely. So again, I'll stress: need your funds, just withdraw. Withdrawals hit your wallet instantly. even if Mammo is offline. You still control the smart contract. No custody risk, no waiting periods, add, pause, withdraw anytime, no confusing rules. So again, they do not custody your assets. It says that even if Mammo is offline, you can still access the smart contract. So because it's in an NFT in your wallet.
Mm.
Um, let's see how Mammo
R
keeps you
risen.
safe.
So some
Oh, what's that?
so R risen. Something crazy. I got Mammo at launch from Virtuals Protocol. They don't know what
Yep,
it is. Yeah. Yeah, and I brought that up earlier, Risen. A lot of people have been getting airdrops from just holding different tokens on Virtuals Protocol, and people randomly get, $100 or $1,000 airdrops just for holding some of these
dude.
tokens.
I
That's
had
the power of this automated finance.
Dude, I had no idea. I
Yeah.
literally got back from breakfast and the farmers market and sat down and started looking at this documentation and ran into a link that was like, hey, there's an airdrop if you hold these assets. I'm like, hey, wait, I hold those assets. Let me check it out. And I got 601 Mammo. So so this is an important one. How Mammo keeps you safe. So your money, your control, our promise. Simple on the surface, secure at the core. That's Mammo. Mammo was designed so that security never gets in the way of that calm growth. While you practice good financial habits, regular deposits, and long term thinking, we protect every dollar with routines that keep you in charge from beginning to end. Self custody, no exceptions. When you deposit into Mammo, the funds do not slide into a giant communal pool or a spooky black box. They flow straight into a personal smart contract vault that belongs solely to your wallet. Picture a safe deposit box at the bank where only your key fits. Mammo can guide your money, but never grab it. Every move, deposit, withdraw, strategy needs your signature. Always accessible. Your money doesn't depend on Mammo being online. If Mammo ever goes down, like Celsius did, you still have direct access to your funds using any standard wallet or block explorer interface. There is no scenario where Mammo holds your funds. We build the rails, you steer the train.
Yeah, and if you don't
Uh,
want to use your wallet, you can do social logins right here too, where
mhm.
there's Gmail accounts and a passkey stuff.
Yeah.
So a little bit better if you don't want to have it in a crypto wallet.
Oh, check this out. Smart protection for your earnings. Earning yield is great. Keeping it even better every time Mammo converts bonus tokens, the Well and Morpho, etc., back into USDC and Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin. It considers three layers of safety. Cow swap they use for batch auctions that prevent front running and sandwich attacks. Chainlink, they use Chainlink, oracles, bullish on Chainlink, are independent price feeds that put an automatic break on any swap the moment market prices deviate from what they should be. Tight slippage guardrails. Mammo sets strict limits so you never lose value during a volatile spike. If conditions don't make sense, we wait until they are to swap your rewards into more USDC. Um, We believe in being upfront about it. All investing carries risks. We believe in being upfront about it. You choose how much to deposit. You can withdraw whenever you need. You get clear information, not finance speak. Variable APY, interest rates, move with borrow demand. Proud of a 12% rate today? It might read 8% next week, tomorrow, or even in the next hour. Mammo keeps you earning the best rate available, but the number can and will change. You need to understand that. Smart contract risk, independent audits, and bounties reduce the chance of bugs. but no code base is perfect. Protocol risk. MAMO routes funds to Moonwell and Morpho on Base. These platforms have long track records and have undergone extensive auditing by leading security experts, but they aren't backed by government insurance. So, as always, we want to make sure that you understand the pros and cons. We want to be upfront. We are not about hype. We're not going to shill. We're going to tell you what's good about this and what's potentially puts you at risk. There's always going to be risks. Anytime there's something that somebody wants to take from you, there's a risk holding your wallet in your pocket walking down the street. There's risk putting your money in a bank. There's risks getting involved in crypto. You need to understand the risks whenever you're doing these things. So I wanted to make sure that you all understand that. You got anything, Jeff,
Yeah,
before we
and
go into
I was looking for the team. If I see at the bottom it says by builders from X, Lyft, Coinbase, Amazon, and Apple, but I don't see if Brian Armstrong from Coinbase. I signed up and tried it out. I don't know if he actually made that. Jesse Pollock from Base. I mean, it's got some people chatting about it, so that's good.
Yeah. No, and they have a good decent social media following, if I remember right.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, Wispy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're powered by Moonwell and Morpho.
Oh, cool. Oh shit. So it's like yeah. Man, that's what you need. People already in the space building
Mm-hmm.
that have a good track record. Not just Web 2 stuff, but have you been in the Web 3 game for a while and know the ins and outs?
Oh no, absolutely. Well, and that's part of the fundamentals. Here on the channel, everything that that I look at and that I personally invest in is I invest off fundamentals, and part of that is looking at the team. Making sure that they're fully doxed, that you can look at their LinkedIn, see what projects they've been a part of in the past. Did they have any blemishes on their record? Was there a rug pull? Was there a scam? Were those projects that they were a part of, were they successful or not? These are all the things that I personally look at before I invest in a project.
Okay, Lunar Labs, the team behind Moonwell. Damn, that's
So,
cool.
so I was actually wrong. They don't have that many followers on socials. They only have 9,000 followers. This is, and so that's something we should probably stress. This is an early,
Yeah,
a very low cap, project.
they just joined in January.
Let's actually go to
Twitter.
Coinbase. Oh, not Coinbase. Sorry. Let's go to Coin Market Cap.
So that's cool. Yeah, Lunar Labs is the one kind of spearheading this, the founding team
Mhm.
behind Moonwell, DeFi.
Well, it looks like
Yeah,
arrows
you
moving
don't you don't just want
around.
some random ass fucking people and say, "Oh yeah, I trust this project."
Yeah, yeah. So
Hey, you know it
Mammo,
is early.
so Mammo by market cap right now is fully diluted market cap is 128 million. So it's sitting at 3,270 by market cap. So this is a low cap. So I mean there's a little bit of risk when you get into the lower market caps, but like we were talking about with risk, the higher the risk, the higher the potential reward. You need to decide what your risk tolerance is when you're looking at these projects. If and
Mm.
I always lean towards less risk when it comes to the foundation of my portfolio, but I am willing to put small amounts of money at higher risk to boost my earnings. So I'll I'll kind of let you all decide how that goes. Hey, what up, Mooks? Yeah, yeah, you're late. You're late, but you didn't miss the airdrop alpha. So stick with us. All right. Do you got anything before I jump into the tokenomics?
No, go for it.
All right. So Mammo is powered by the Mammo token. Its Genesis event was on May 20th, like my boy Jeff, put out to you, and the tokenomics. So 10%. You're going to like the tokenomics. So there are no venture capital allocations. No VCs got tokens on this. No day one unlocks for the team, treasury, or platform development. No complicated schemes, just straightforward approach designed to be fair, transparent, and aligned with the people. So this is a fair launch. So this is the breakdown. 10% goes to the community, 25% to the treasury, 25% to platform development, 15% to the team, 15% to the virtuals liquidity pool, and 10% to the Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin liquidity pool. So the community airdrop, that is the one that we're going to give you the alpha on. That went to stake well holders, virtual stakers, VE Arrow or Arrow lock holders, and the meme holders. This is our way of saying thank you. 25% to the treasury. It's vested monthly over 24 months. No unlocks at launch. So it's going to be a slow trickle. 25, so they're not going to be dumping. 25% for platform development, vested monthly over, again, 24 months. No unlocks at launch. 15% to the team. There's a 6-month cliff. And like what's a cliff? I'm not familiar with that term.
Um,
Do you know?
what is it referring to? There's a 6 month
Six,
cliff from.
15% of the team's allocation. It says there's a 6-month cliff followed by 24 months of monthly vesting.
Oh, maybe that's the initial unlock,
Probably,
where
probably.
maybe.
All right. And then the virtuals LP is locked, the 15%. And then the 10% for the Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin liquidity pool is also locked. We don't need to know about audits. All right. So the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's
Yeah,
get to
sure.
this. Yeah, if you could kick it over to me. All right. So this is where I went to find Mamo on X, Mamo community on Telegram. All right. So this is where I went to find the Mammo airdrop. Is I went to Sablier, and you can come here and you find the Mammo airdrop. We can drop the link. Do you have it to drop in the chat?
Yeah, I'll drop it in there. You
All
mean
right,
Sablier?
Sablier.
Sablier.
Oh no,
it's
it's French. Uh,
French.
the dirty French. Um, So you go here. You have this box here that says check eligibility, and you just click the arrow, and you drop your wallet address. So whichever wallet that you had, VE Arrow or Virtuals or any of those that were on that list, that's the wallet address that you want to use. You drop it in here. You do the "Are you human?" CAPTCHA, and then it will allow you to check, and it will tell you, yep, you have this many Mammo tokens to claim, and then you just go through the prompts. You start the stream, you claim them, bing, bang, boom, you're done. You got your Mammo.
The bing a bang a boom. Yeah, and we've got quite a few people that have claimed theirs already.
It says that
For having.
only 3% have claimed.
Ooh. Did they say
Yeah,
anything about redistributing that back into?
I don't know if they're
Like,
gonna burn it. I don't know if they're gonna yeah, redistribute it. If it's, yeah, I have no clue. That's actually a really good question. But yeah,
You have
total.
6 months.
Yeah, you have 6 months to claim it, but I don't know if it, like, maybe you can find where it says what they're going to
Mm.
do. But total claims is only 73K of the which is 60 million. So there's still 39.59 million in contract awaiting claims. So yeah, there's
Wow.
73,000 people that still haven't claimed theirs. So get on it, people. There's free money. There's free money
Yep.
out there.
Shit.
Wispy, yeah, potentially. Potentially, this could be more of a bear market play, but might not be a bad place to put if you're going to long term hold some Bitcoin or some USDC. This would be a really easy place to do it. As far as stable coins, I know of two places where you can earn 15% right now. I don't know what that's going to look like in the bear market. As I'm getting out and laddering out of my holdings right now that I have in DeFi. As whenever we do get an alt season, I'm going to be taking that out and probably Plume stablecoin and USDC. And again, I know of two places or one place for each of those where I can earn 15%. But I might just because of the automated optimization, I might put it a good chunk on Mammo. Just because it's a
Hmm.
fire and forget, and to me that's very appealing.
Yeah, depending on how this goes, this initial deposit, I'm gonna
Oh
dip a
shit!
little bit more into it.
I almost forgot. All right, so putting my money where my mouth is. So I just put a little bit of USDC. It's just some dust I had in my wallet and a little bit of dust of Bitcoin. However, I put a hundred Mammo, which is $13, but you can see I have 5,876 Mammo, and I'm going to put it all in here. So there's max deposit more. That's $772.74. Approve deposit and pops up. Says that I'm putting that in. It's going to cost me a whopping, because it's on base, 0.0001 cents. Fucking raping me.
Man, all those
Great. Now
fractions
let's
of a
add some.
penny.
Oh, dude, I love base. Oh, this network fee is 1 cent. It's depositing,
I
and
don't know if
boom.
you can find a penny anymore. They took them out.
Oh, I
No
know,
more
right?
pennies.
All right, so there we go. And then Telegram. Mammo just hit me up on
Oh,
Telegram that said your deposit of 5,876 Mammo is in, and now it's earning.
hey,
So that's it.
your memo bot. Yeah, make sure to check your memo bot. I think mine. Oh, yep. Mine updated too. Yeah, it does it right away.
Dude, I'm really liking this. Not just because I bought some. I'm definitely not shilling this. But it's just how easy it is.
Yeah. Ease and just like you said, the interface, the dashboard itself is just so simple. It's not cluttered with a bunch of shit that you have to sort through, and it's here, deposit, withdraw. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be a crypto whiz to do this.
hmm.
Let me see if there's anything else. Is there anything else you can think of that you want to cover?
um, no, there's a cool little test net that I've a Bitcoin testnet that I started on our wallet last week. That we can dive into next week, but I will give a little teaser because it's, it's pretty cheesy, but it's an interesting and it's full custody too. You don't have to give up custody of your Bitcoin either. Oh, and
So
they're fucking
actually,
pumping.
you know what? Let me look at. Let's just do some moon math real quick. Market cap of. Give me a project that's like like towards the bottom end of the top 50. I'm not gonna pretend like this is gonna be in the top 10 or anything like that.
Uniswap? Where's Uniswap at?
Oh no, I don't. I don't. I want to be realistic. I don't think this is gonna. It might, but I don't think it's gonna reach the market cap of Uniswap. What's something like like in the 40s or 50s as far as market cap?
Oh shit. I I'm drawing a blank. Let me pull this up. Let's see. There
Here, I'll pull it up.
Aave,
No, it's not gonna.
Aptos is 41, 204. Oh, market cap.
Let's go with
Yeah, Aptos 3 billion market cap.
what's the ticker?
APT
APT. All right.
41.
All right. So if Mammo got to the market cap of Aptos at Aptos's all-time high, that is almost a 200x or a $25 Mammo.
Now,
That
would it get more bigger than Virtual's? Virtual's protocol is 95 and its market cap is 1.1 billion.
what's Virtual's ticker again?
Virtual.
Oh, okay. Let's try that one. So even that is a 28x, $3.63. Not bad.
Damn.
I'll take a 28x.
Shit, yeah.
So anyway, like I said, I mean, I'm definitely depending on how this performs, and maybe we'll report back on it, here in the coming weeks, and basically how these pools are performing. So, got
Yeah.
anybody in chat got any questions for us?
Oh, Wispy got $12 in Mammo. Hey.
Nice. All right. Well, Joseph Cupidor and Risen said render and crow. All right. Let's try those out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So RNDR, if I remember right, is render. Render would be a 41x. That would be $5.30. Would definitely take that. And CRO, crow. That would be an 80x. That would be a $10 Mammo. So I don't know. I don't see how this. I'm gonna call this very bullish, as far as I'm concerned. Just because, one, they're not custodying your assets. Two, the pools that they're using are on base network, and it is Morpho, which I see a lot of potential because it is what Coinbase is using for their Coinbase backed loans, directly on their platform. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, you got Moonwell, which Drew over Blockchain Basement actually interviewed the founder of that, and they are positioning themselves to be basically a bank. So they don't just have their vaults; they're actually going to have a credit card that where you can use and have an account on Moonwell, for your crypto, and have a card like a Visa card or Mastercard that you can go out and use to spend your crypto. So potentially, all of this ties together. So anything really that is on base, base chain, and especially if it has to do with Arrow, Moonwell, or Morpho, I'm bullish on, because Coinbase is in some way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, is going to be integrated into it, because they've already announced weeks ago that they're going to be offering, all of these DeFi plays that you see on these platforms.
Mm.
You're not going to have to go to Moonwell. You're not going to have to go to Morpho. You're not going to have, well, you already don't have to go to Morpho. You're not going to have to go to Aerodrome. Natively on their app or on their platform, their web platform, you can just deposit your assets. You can direct deposit if you want to Coinbase. You can earn 5% on your USDC, and they are going to have it to where you can DeFi your assets directly on Coinbase. So you're not going to have to use wallets to access DeFi here soon. And this is the future of finance. I can't stress it enough that, yes, right now DeFi is complex. You have to know how to use, these cold and hot wallets to, interact with these, DeFi protocols. And you have to, kind of bite your nails whenever you move money and stuff, hoping it's going to get to where you are trying to get it to go. But soon, you're just going to be able to deposit dirty fiat directly onto Coinbase, and on Coinbase, you're going to be able to grow your money. You're going to be able to be the bank. So that's about all I got to
Yeah,
say.
the new name for the Coinbase wallet, like is that what you were kind of mentioning? Because the Coinbase wallet is, I think, not going away, but becoming something different. Because, like you said, they're moving towards that, having it all integrated, and I don't know what that means for the Coinbase wallet, but they're changing the name, and yeah, they've rebuilt it from the ground up, and it's in early limited beta. Well, for the past few months, but the 16th they're announcing the new name for the wallet. So this is going to be interesting,
Yeah.
and that's what you want to see is easier ways to access this without the hassle of the seed phrases and whatever mumbo jumbo hoops you got to go through. Because 3-4 years ago, trying to move funds between wallets fucking almost impossible unless you go to an exchange and then back to another wallet or network, and bridges were hardly around.
Dude, I lost all my Matic. I
Oh,
accidentally sent all my, it was when I was learning. I didn't do a test transaction, and I
oh,
accidentally copied the main address. I forget what they call it, but basically the Genesis address or whatever. And so
oh,
I sent all my Matic to that address, and basically it's burned. Once nobody has access to that. So once it went there, I might as well have just taken that cash and lit it on fire.
yeah. Well, we all make our mistakes, and we got to
But
lick
you
our
know what?
wounds.
That's part of being an early adopter, and that was a
Yeah.
painful lesson. Just like with ETH mainnet, when I first got into crypto, it was when Sheeb was taken off. I got in before before Sheeb started pumping, and I was moving my Sheeb around, and I wasn't reading all the pop-ups. And each time that I was moving Sheeb, I was paying like $100, $200, because Sheeb was going crazy, and so ETH mainnet was, but this is before a lot of the
Yep.
upgrades. Even now, a couple of days ago, when the markets were going crazy, ETH, I saw a $20 ETH fee at one point. So,
Oh,
that's still a thing. You need to pay attention. Whenever ETH mainnet, Base, you don't really got to worry about that much, and most other chains are super affordable. But I've started migrating almost everything, like my Plume. My Plume that I had on Uniswap that was on ETH mainnet. I've started bridging all of that liquidity over to Plume mainnet and putting it into ambient and other Plume portal ways to earn, because I'm earning more over there, and the fees are a lot less. So whenever I'm trying to collect the fees so that I can compound that yield back in, or take those profits because I want to spend them, or I want to get into a new project like Mammo, it costs me a couple of cents instead of spending two, three, four, five, $20 just to collect $50 worth of fees. And especially if you're dealing with a couple of $100 of liquidity that you have in there, you might only have 10 or 20 bucks that you've earned. And then if you collect that and it's a 10 or $20 fee, you basically didn't make anything. So I'm personally done with ETH mainnet. But like it or not, even base is an ETH layer too. So in a roundabout way, I won't pretend to understand the mechanics of it, but it's using ETH mainnet, but they do it in a way that it does. Instead of costing you $20, it costs you 2 cents.
Yeah, and then you can save that $2 or $3 that you would spend on fees and put that into more Plume.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it might not seem like a lot, but if you have 20 different liquidity pools that you're in, and they're all on ETH mainnet, and you're getting hit with $2, on each one of those 10, then that's $20.
Yep.
So if across all of them, say that you have $100 of liquidity and you're paying $20 in fees, you didn't make $100. You made $80. And then if you're putting those back into those positions, you're paying those fees again. So there goes
Yep.
another $20. So now you only made $60. You have to understand how this stuff works. If you don't, you're going to get eaten alive by fees.
Yeah, nickel and dimed, man. You don't want to nickel and
Absolutely,
dime to death.
absolutely, absolutely, brother. So I think that's about all I got. I mean, I've kind of been chatting it up just to see if anybody had any questions in the chat, but it looks like nobody does. But if you're interested, I will drop this in the chat. And full disclosure, um, this helps me earn more plume points.
Yeah. Yeah, Wispy, I'm right there behind you. I'm gonna bridge my Plume out probably tomorrow.
So again, I want to make sure I'm transparent about this. This link I just dropped in the chat. This is my invite code for the Plume portal. If you use this, it doesn't hurt you in any way, but because I invited you, I earn Plume points. So, like I said, I'm all about integrity. I just want to make sure that you understand that. But the Plume portal is a really good place to earn. They're doing the season 2 airdrop right now, so you can earn points, and by bridging, like Jeff was just talking about, bridging over assets onto the Plume mainnet, you earn these points, and with points, let's see, that determines how much potentially how much Plume that you're going to earn on this second airdrop. I don't know how much it's going to be worth. Right now, I have 11,427 points. And for using these different platforms, so there is a ton of platforms. So Nest is tokenized real world assets, and it's a basket of assets. So you have tokenized treasuries, you have tokenized credit, you have all kinds of these different I forget what they call them, but basically vaults. that Invesco and BlackRock and Blackstone and all these major institutions have put together, these basket of assets that you can earn yield on, and it's not that much. I mean, it's traditional yield. The biggest one that I saw was make maybe 10%. The smallest one was around 5%. So you're not going to get rich quick, but it's very safe, very steady earning. Again, what Plume is building out is a platform for traditional finance as well as DeFi. You can see they have Morpho is also on Plume Mainnet now, and then Rooster. Rooster is more of a DEX where you can deposit into liquidity pools and earn higher yield than you would on these Nest assets. But there is more risk. Anybody that's been in DeFi that's gotten into these liquidity pools, there's a lot of things that you need to take into account. But and then of course ambient. Let me check on ambient before we end this because that is the one that I found that is earning the best for my plume. So if anybody is interested on moving their plume on ETH mainnet over and do your own research. Again, I'm not saying ambient is 100% safe. Um, and Uniswap is a lot more established. But again, it's on ETH mainnet, so it costs you a lot more. And I still do have a position on there, my full range pool. But collecting those fees is a lot more expensive. I found that this pool here, I now have about 3,800 bucks in it. You can see that just in the past day, let's look at the details. I've earned about 10 bucks on, just in the past day on it. So do the math. If I've earned 10 bucks in a day, that's about 300 bucks a month. So I'm earning about 10%. So I'm earning, not maybe not 10%, about 8 or 9% per month. So let's say 8%. So that's eight. What that'd be 8%. That'd be 80%. 80,
Like
92.
six.
That'd be about 92, roughly 92 or 96% APR is the average that I'm earning. So, and of course, this fluctuates. So,
Mhm.
of course, as the markets heat up, as more people are swapping between PUSD, which is Plume's stablecoin, which actually I'll add this real quick. Plume stablecoin. This is fucking genius what they did. This is why I do research, so much research on these projects. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, Jeff. I mentioned it yesterday on my live stream. Plume's stablecoin PUSD is backed 1-to-1 with USDC. USD Circle's USDC is in full compliance and sitting at the table with US legislators and legislators in other countries while they're drafting stablecoin legislation. And they are updating their stablecoin to ensure it stays in line with regulatory guidance
Mm.
because PUSD, its reserves are backed 1-to-1 with USDC. It is automatically compliant.
Oh,
You see what they did there?
damn, damn. Like not. It's like an indirect way of getting the regulation and stuff compliance and man, that's
Automated compliance.
that's smart.
Fucking genius, dude.
Well, yeah,
That
because you
is
would have to go through a whole set of things yourself, loopholes to
exactly.
go through, and damn,
Well, you would have to update your stable coin to make
yeah,
sure that there was like KYC and
hmm
the know your customer. If any sort of if your stable coin wouldn't be allowed to be used by certain countries if there is what's that called? Not an embargo, but like Iran. How the U.S. Basically cut off Iran when Russia and invaded your
Sanction.
sanctions. Thank you. If the U.S. sanctions a place, if USDC automatically does that, PUSD does it. So it's just automatically compliant. So I fucking love it. Every time I turn around, Plume is just doing, and Plume, I showed it as well. USD1, the World Liberty Fi stablecoin, it's live. Tron went live. Tron is the largest stablecoin platform, and Tron went live on Plume mainnet. They're partners with Plume now. Plume is going to be a fucking beast. I am so glad that you turned me on to Plume all those months ago, brother. And
Yeah.
because you were looking at airdrops and stuff like that. I started
Hmm.
getting into it. My brother Taylor got into it. Those in the community have been farming it through liquidity pools. I mean, I turned $800 into $5,000. My holdings now in Plume are, and again, I like to be fully transparent. My Plume holdings now, Plume is my second largest holding. I have $8,000 in Plume,
Nice.
and all of that has started with $800. You know, so
And that was a sleeper, man, that I didn't realize was going to be so big because of how kind of gimmicky it looked at first, and then starting to dive deeper into it, like, oh shit, they actually have all this stuff built and the partnerships that they've formed, and it just exploded. So I'm really happy that we started learning the DeFi stuff and getting the Plume Pool exposure, because that's been a really good one for me.
absolutely. Do you want to see something super sexy?
What's that?
So you got basically bridges that are on Plume mainnet, dexes, derivatives, ways you can earn, gaming, infrastructure, the launch pad, lending, and the marketplace. But I'm going to scroll. Look at how many. These are all different platforms. These things that I just mentioned. These are
Mm-hmm.
all platforms that are built, and most of which live. Like some of them are coming soon, but these are all platforms that are on Plume that are DeFi or RWA. There's 73 currently, and if you go to Plume's website, they're really good at updating. Last I looked, it was 200 plus that were building on Plume. So you can go here, discover 200 plus apps and protocols building on Plume. So you can switch this on to see what's live on mainnet. So you can just scroll down and you can see, Morpho is actually let's call out some of these. Ambient,
Mm-hmm.
you got Arbitrum's native bridge, so they're using Arbitrum's bridge. A bunch of wallets, Avian Labs, clusters, Credible, Curve Finance, D Bridge, all big names, Denari, Elixir, Casu Finance. Looks like you got some real estate, tokenized real estate action going on. Lorenzo, we got Morpho, Midas, Matrix Docs, Mystic Finance. I was actually checking that out. I think I actually, that's a lending borrowing. So actually, you know what? Let's go there real
Mm-hmm.
quick. Oh, I don't want LinkedIn.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Oh, I know. So I actually went to, let's go to the back to the portal because I actually put some on there because I was wanting to test it out. Because in our Discord, if you haven't joined our Discord, a lot of alpha that we put out here on the show, we do it. We drop it in the Discord before the show, and some stuff that doesn't make it on the show. So definitely go and join the Discord. It's in the description. But I actually, can you see it on my screen?
You're not sharing.
Oh, what the hell happened?
Did
All right,
you kick? They kick you off?
yeah, let me reshare. All right, there we go. Can you see it now?
It's yeah.
All right. So dashboard. Let me connect my wallet. So what's really cool with Mystic is they are going to have an automated flywheel. So I got into it yesterday, but just really quick. I know I keep saying that. I just get so excited about this stuff. Um, you can see I'm testing out a very, very small position. But basically, what this is going to allow you to do is you can lend out and then you can borrow. So you can lend out for like right now 12.38% in any of this collateral. So you can use wrapped ETH. You can use your in alpha. So remember I
Mm.
mentioned Nest. So all of those
Hmm.
deposits over there are liquid. So you can use that. You can earn on those. You can come over here, deposit that, and and earn, and then you
Double
can
dip.
yeah, and then you can also borrow. You can borrow against it and then use that to open liquidity pools to where you earn yield. And then with that, you pay back the loan. So it's just, yield on yield on yield. So, again, join the Discord. Make sure you're following us on YouTube. We're going to be diving deep into all of this stuff and getting into more advanced strategies. With these flywheels and different ways that you can use different platforms together to maximize your earning. Do you have anything closing statements there, brother?
Yeah, and potentially not financial advice, but there's potential where you could save on your taxes by using the borrowing strategy because loans can't be taxed. So if there's a way we could kind of finesse this and deposit you don't want to sell your crypto, but you need to borrow some funds, you could deposit, take out a loan, and there you go. You don't have to pay, your taxes on selling your crypto and stuff, and you still get to keep. Yeah, it's just so. We haven't even scratched the surface on the kinds of utility that we're gonna just find. It's wild. I'm ready for it because, man, the way getting the money out of the hands of the banks and into our hands and having ways of making finance more efficient so people can feel comfortable about having control of their finances instead of, oh, I don't want to set up a crypto wallet. I don't know how to do all this technical stuff. Like,
Mhm.
no, it's going to get easier, uh, faster, and like they were saying on Discover Crypto earlier this week, is hardly anybody's we're at all-time highs and hardly anybody's in retail is talking about it. Like there's people at my
Yep.
work that don't fucking hold any crypto. They're like, "Oh, what is, crypto?" It's we're not even close to
We have, yeah.
exploding. I mean,
Well,
there's so many
we haven't
people.
even scratched the surface. This
It's
market is so beat up right now. Um, Yeah, I mean, buckle up. That's all I'm going to say. But
yeah,
make sure that you are doing your research in these projects. This will be my closing statements.
yeah.
Make sure that you're doing research and invest in solid fundamentals and utility. We are moving from a speculative market into a utility market. Crypto of the
Hmm.
past cycles, you could throw a dart at a wall with a list of cryptos and make money. Those
Yeah.
days are going away. with regulation, with institutions, it's like the dot coms. If you're old enough to remember those times, the dark ages. But basically, you know, there was a period of time where if something was a dot com, you could throw money at it, and it would make you money. But it very quickly got to a point to where 90% of the dot coms died and only a few rose to the top. The cream rose to the top and lasted. You need to find these gems. Like, I'm not saying Plume's going to be one of them, but for me, that's my shining star right now is Plume.
Mm.
Ondo, these projects that have the ear of regulators, that have a seat at the table in the room when when these regulations are being drafted. Those are the projects that you want to be invested in. If you want to play around with memes a little bit and play the casino, absolutely go ahead, but do not think that you're going to get rich quick. For every one person that makes $1 million on a meme coin, there's thousands, if not tens of thousands, that lost everything. The odds
Yeah.
are you are going to make somebody else's rich. You're not going to get rich. And don't let
Hmm.
anybody try to convince you of anything different. Dank crypto sweats, stay away from my car. That my raffle tickets are going to win the car. So Nick Dunn, what up, brother? What up? But I think that's all I got.
Yeah,
So
that was great. Great deep dive into Mammo. I hope all of you, take advantage of some of these. And I do love seeing everyone in the community that is winning from some of these plays. Just seeing all the good testimonials and stuff. So
dude, it makes it
it's
all
great to
worth it.
see.
Well, honestly, it does because I know I keep saying it, and it's not to toot our own horn. I just want people to understand where we're coming from. Me and Jeff, we make zero money from doing these videos. The
Hmm.
time that we spend in doing these deep dives, running the Discord, being in the morning shows, all of this that we do, we don't want super chats from you. We don't ask you to do paid memberships. We don't have sponsors. We don't shill. We don't try to get you to get into projects because we're a part of them. Nobody pays us to talk about these projects. This is just stuff that we find interesting that we share with you. So the only thing that we ask is that you like and share. Follow us, help us grow this channel. There's very few places out there that genuinely are just here to help people learn. Blockchain Basement, Discover Crypto. Yeah, they charge for some things and they have sponsors, but they are a big company. They have to keep lights on, they have to pay people. They're a large organization. Me and Jeff do this out of love of the game. But like I said, that's just kind of I like to make sure that we add that because I really want people to know where we come from. But the what fuels my
Hmm.
fire and what gets me up each morning to keep doing this is please share your experiences with DeFi, with airdrops and crypto. If we helped you, earn, if we're helping you make money and change you and your family's financial future, share that with us. Share it in the Discord, share it on X, because that honestly is what makes me so passionate about doing this is helping all of you and hearing your success stories. So with that, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate you, brother. Always taking the time. We appreciate, Elise Woods, Nick Dunn, Wispy, Jay, Dank Crypto Sweats. Of course, me and you in the chat.
Don
Uh,
Dada, Teddy,
keep going, brother.
Deadwood,
Joseph.
Betty Jessup.
Oh yeah, Risen. Yeah, Betty. I'll see you later, baby. Mooks. Just everybody in the chat, and those of you watching on X. We're across three different
Elise.
you know three different profiles on X and three different profiles on YouTube and on Rumble. by all means, please jump in the chats. We love questions. Come in here,
Mm-hmm.
ask questions. Again, in the DIG Discord Tuesdays. Join the DeFi, masterclass. It's a round table where you can be both teacher and student. And of course, the Discord. If you have questions, I'm in there all the time. So I'll stop talking, or I'll keep going all night. Again, I appreciate you, brother. Love you. And until next time, Veteran Crypto out.
Peace.